Alrighty. Hello, welcome to Access Some Places, episode 2 of the Redux. We're going to here to cover some sport of the week, sport of the week to come. Isaac's back. He will be joining us shortly. But I just wanted to let you know that we have brought the intro song back. We might be adapting to some songs here and there. But yeah, content's back on. We're ready to go. It still looks really dark and fucking cold. Let's play that intro song and get Isaac in. Ready? Here we go. Oh, there we go. Isaac, welcome back. Zach Master Shiesel, how are you?
Good. Thanks for having me again.
You're back. The fans loved you. The fans absolutely loved you. How'd you find the reviews go on the first pod of the Redux?
Very, very kind. I'm keen to turn that around this week and hopefully get some controversy going.
That's great to hear. I was actually thinking all week that I didn't add the places to the Access Some Places, and I was going to bring it up today, but I actually did. So I was pretty pleasantly surprised to say that I actually, have myself backed up. I'm still using the same image as your face over Lloydie, but that's all good. We'll keep
That's
that going
fine.
there.
My technical difficulties will be fixed soon. I'm just waiting on an electrician to fix my light, and then I will be in full HD.
That is great to hear. And so I hope, speaking of HD, I'm hoping that you are a bit louder from the pod perspective because I have turned you up.
I'm hoping that too.
Oh, that was much better. I don't know how loud that was, but whatever that was, keep that microphone close. All right.
Absolutely.
Where do we want to go? Week that was? Or okay. Do you want to just cover the Bombers?
I think we should cover the round first, and then we can definitely have some bomber chat.
All right. Okay. I've got some words. I've been stewing on these words.
They were present this week in the media. I'll tell you that.
They were not. Okay, we're talking about it now. They were not present in the media. The fucking media was present in the Bombers. Okay, I'm sick of fucking Austin being like, "Oh, the Bombers couldn't be the main character without a bye," because that media stuff came around about change the logo, right? Yeah,
yes.
You saw all the logo stuff.
Do you want to cover that right now? What are your thoughts on the logo change?
Yeah, so my thoughts on the logo change are similar to Lloydie's in that I'm passionate that the Bombers should still be the Bombers. We're a proud club to be the Bombers, and there's nothing wrong with the plane. Now, in the official statement from the president, it also says the final line of that statement is, "We will always be the Bombers." Like, the name's not changing, which I don't understand the difference between changing the plane if it's an issue, but you're still getting called the Bombers. I think, if anything, being the Bombers is worse than using a plane.
Are they trying to de-weaponize the Bombers?
They're trying to demilitarize the Bombers. But the president said that we're still going to be the Bombers. Lloydie said, Lloydie's a proud Bomber through and through, and so am I. And he says that this shouldn't change. And to be honest, what's happened is there's been a discussion within the walls of the club that have gone, look, should we maybe change it was an agenda item in a meeting, right? It was just, maybe should we change the image? And then some fucking journo's got his creamy little hands on it and then gone on the media and said, Bombers want to change their logo and are now crowdsourcing ideas. When some journo just wormed in and took the story and ran with it. So then fucking people like Austin are sitting at home being like, oh, the Bombers had a bye. They couldn't keep themselves quiet for one round. They've got to be in the media. When it wasn't the fucking Bombers. They didn't release a public statement saying they're doing it. The journos picked it up, the media picked it up and said, oh, the Bombers must be doing this thing. I've had a gut.
So you're open to a sort of updated logo, or you're stuck on they have to be the Bombers and they will always be the Bombers, but potentially new branding? Is that what the real question is here, or is there an actual argument to get rid of, the plane and maybe bring in a Skeeter?
See, I would love the Skeeter. I would love Skeeter, but if he was kind of in maybe a baseball themed or the Hornets theme, like some of the NBA logos. But I feel like the problem with the Bombers is that we're not very good at making jerseys, and there's kind of a clause, I think, that there's got to be a red sash over a black background, which is why our away jerseys suck so much. But I feel like if they had the option to change the logo, like the name aside, like the Bombers is different, right? Like if they change the logo, I fear they're gonna fuck it more than if they're going to like make it better. Even if that was like personally, I think the plane's fine. I think in the crowd, similar to how the Blues do the wolf facade, I reckon we should do like a meow, like a plane noise. Just imagine a whole stadium doing plane noises. um, but I think personally, I would be okay with the logo change if it didn't ruin it, but I'd be too worried that they would ruin it.
When do they do the plane noise? And for whom? Or what situation?
I hadn't thought that far.
Shots a goal, or
Yeah,
like
like a
is
goal.
it to distract the opponents? Are the opponents kicking for the
Oh
goals? And
no!
the Essendon
Imagine that.
who go meow and they miss.
Imagine that. Imagine like how fucking much the Bombers would be hate. Like the Bombers fan base would be hated more than we already are. If our bit was that we did the plain noise when someone was going for goal. Oh,
Oh,
it'd
that
be
would be
insufferable.
quite funny. Yes, they are dorks.
We're dorks, but it's fine. It's we had an esports team. Oh.
All Dons are dorks.
Yeah, all Tigers fans are delusional. So we're all as
Uh,
bad as each other. All the
that's
big
it.
clubs are just fucking, and you know, and the Blues fans are just the most like sad ass. Like I don't know if I mentioned it on the pod, but like there was like Sam has a friend who said he's like, "Oh, you going to Blues Dons?" And he's like, "No, I'm not going to a Carlton game until they win 3 in a row because I'm upset with them." Like, get a fucking grip. Like
We'll
it's
get on.
just
We'll get on to the Blues, I reckon.
yeah.
But I just want to say, Baggers are back.
The Vegas are back, we reckon. Well, we'll see what last rounds went. I'm gonna do my little visual scroll thing if I've got it working correctly. I think I have. Please work. Yes, there we go. All right. So, have you got the round up, or you just
Yes,
gotta go
I
off there?
have all my tabs ready. I am
You're
full
prepared.
of the numbers.
You are very prepared. All right. So we got Port Geelong. This is a Thursday game, right?
Yes.
I think I watched this one.
Thursday night at Adelaide Oval, Port home game, and guess what happened?
4-1.
Correct.
Which was great. I tipped Port because I thought Port at home, even though the Cats had a lot of ins. And what, Danger got hospitalised? Which
Yes,
was.
he punctured lung. Yes,
But he played the whole
unfortunate.
game.
Yeah, I know. What did he end up? He got some 15 possessions, uh, no, 1 goal. So he had a good impact on the game. But, geez, rough cop. How many weeks is he out for? I think close to 6, right? They're estimating.
Yeah, something like that. I don't know. Long enough.
Mhm.
Yeah, Cats. I could never get a read on the Cats because it's like they'll just shoehorn again. They're gonna pump the Bombers by like 30 points. They go kick 130 points on the Bombers and just ruin our lives. And start. I don't think they can make finals like with the trend they're going or at all now. I don't know how far we're in, but like they because of the first half of the season, where they just like lost 4 in a row, 5 in a row.
I get what you're saying. It's hard to get an indication from that last game because it is Port. They're on fire. It's at home. I
Yeah,
think what we'll get a better reading on this week, this Thursday night game at GMHBA against the D's. So quality side, they're at home. They might like if they struggle, then I don't know if they're making the 8. But if they comfortably beat the D's, then yes,
I
they
know.
are.
I know the Dragears are going down the highway for that game.
Fuck, that is a risk and a half. You wouldn't want to be.
Chazzy's had enough balls kicked over his head at GMHBA specifically that yeah, it's a risk. It's a risk for the D's for him to go down and watch that game. So
And the stadium's in shambles at the moment. They've got half the fucking side just locked off due to construction.
yeah, it's shocking.
Well,
But
they'll be cramped together. Yeah. So yeah, any star players? Butters did all right,
Butters
but
did all right. Yeah, we learned about Butters. He did all right. running the Brownlow chances.
Oh, I wanted to talk
Cheekson
about
kicked poorly, didn't he?
Chickson didn't have a day out, and this is why Port are dangerous because they have Finlayson and Marshall to pick up the slack when Dixon
Yeah,
isn't firing. And Finlayson kicked 4 and Marshall kicked 3. It's just 7 goals between them. Not bloody bad for like second and third forward.
yeah.
It's scary.
Power Pepper kicked 2 and probably running for goal around.
Definitely works the hardest.
Yeah. Oh, he's a hard-working man, Power Pepper. Yeah, and even with Hawkins and Rowan kicking 5 between the two of them, but they just lose. So yeah, Port fucked. I think Port are flag favourites.
Yep, flag favourites broken. I hope they get shit picks next year.
They're such a good team. Anything else in that game? I don't think there is much yet. So the Cats are playing another Thursday. Is that what you said?
Yes, they've got next Thursday, and Port have a bye.
Yeah, Port have got a bye. So that's all right. We'll run through next week's games in the next one. Friday, June 16th. I saw my first goal scorer bet not land, and then I turned it off.
Yeah,
this
fair
game
enough.
stunk.
Stinky game, stinky teams.
Stinky game. Brisbane should not be playing stinky footy against if they want to have any chance of the final, like a flag. It looks way closer than it actually was, right? Like
19 behinds. 19 behinds. You can't be doing that. I know it's the middle of the year. They're not too stressed. They're not as sharp as they will be at the finals, but fuck.
But they were home, weren't they, as well?
Yep, at the Gabba.
Oh, I'm getting yelled at when I'm in drive. So that's textbook fucking quality control here at the firm. Yeah, this game stunk. I don't really want to cover this too much, but the Bone Man didn't have a day out either. I don't think. Yeah, he kicked 2, so it's not quite a bag of bones.
A couple of snags. No.
Couple of femurs. But yeah, Sydney stink. Their season's over. I'll say it.
Yeah, it's hard to see. I don't know who they're getting back or if they've got injuries. But I know Buddy's out. They've got West Coast this week, so they might be. I know I'll stop covering next week's games, but they might have a chance to bounce back and just put
I mean, having West Coast next week, I think is relevant despite not covering next week's games, because it's just like you get a win, and if you lose to West Coast, then like you should get regulated at this point.
Absolutely, you can join the second ladder.
Yeah, join the second ladder. The third ladder. Yeah, the third ladder. How many ladders we have now? 4. God, like the top 4, top 3, the second ladder, and then the bottom 10, and then the bottom, and then West Coast.
Yeah, West Coast got their own little league.
West Coast got their own ladder. Yeah, this game stunk, and I didn't miss anything from not watching the game. It sucks to be a Swan supporter, I think, because you got your pants pulled down in the grand final, and this is how you haven't pulled them up yet. Like you're walking down the road with your pants around your ankles.
Yeah. Only shining light in Sydney is Nick Blakey. He is the Lizard, and he scored 109 Supercoach points, and that is a bounce back from last week.
And you also threw the kitchen sink to get him. So did you get a payout from the trade yet, or?
I think it'll start paying off when LDU's back. But considering I don't know what day he got this week, we might be able to cover that. But yes, I think it's paying off, which is nice. Okay. What's the next game?
Next game, GWS Freo. Another, speaking of at sea, Freo kicked 36 points against GWS.
Dog shit. Freo are dog. That's what I've got written here in my notes. Dog shit Freo.
Yeah. Vibe is a husk of a mummified man who is more tape than flesh. And
I think Fife actually, I think he got 2 snags, or no, he only kicked 1. But yeah, so he's just, I think, got a couple last week. Yeah, dog shit.
He's cool.
He's the mummy, just wrapped up and doing nothing. May as well just stay laying down. Don't know if he'll be back next season.
Go back to your crypt, Nathan. Nat. Is it Nathan? Even though he's a Nat, a Nathan's Nats.
He's a Nathan.
So he's a Nathan.
Yes.
Yeah. So go back to your crypt, Nathan. You're done. The Giants. I don't know where they are on the ladder. Where are they on the ladder? 10th?
They are. Give me 2 seconds. They are sitting
11th.
at 11th with 97%.
I'll take that. That's
Yeah.
pretty close. I'll take a close get.
Yeah, I don't know if they'll make the 8 in the end. They might just miss out. The 8's looking pretty set.
Yeah, I think there's a run for so Geelong, GWS, and Gold Coast and Freo all on 24 points. I think it can't, but GWS's percentage is fucked. I think the Cats have got over 100 percentage.
Yeah.
So they could maybe run. It depends on their run home, that 9 till 12. Because premiership point wise, yeah, they're a bit behind that top 8. But yeah, GWS had some ins. Sam Taylor's back, and their ins and some other ins, and the ins that they had back they played good footy, I guess.
Sam Taylor touched the ball 8 times.
He gave me like a 36 or 45 on a return.
Yep.
He got 5 points for an intercept mark, I think. So that's where his 40 points came from.
That's it. Yeah, I mean, I think Toby Green kicked 4 goals, and that made him tick over 300 goals. That's also what I've got written down here. So
yeah,
congratulations.
It was the Tobys, right? Because there's Toby Green and
Toby Bedford.
Yeah, Toby Bedford.
Right. How did Toby Bedford go?
Toby Bedford. He had a lot of combos with with Toby Green, and had some assists. But you get like
they could be going by TNT. Little Toby and Toby.
Yeah, little Toby and Toby. I'm gonna say Bedford got 15 disposals.
Yeah, he got 9. 4 kicks, 5 handballs, but around that range.
And it kicks pretty much double a
7 inside 50s though. So that's
7 inside 50s. There's the assists. So really, if you add, what was it? 4 kicks, 5 handballs.
Yes.
Yeah. So if you have a kick is worth 2 handballs, so you've got 8.8 handballs and 5 handballs, which is 14 handballs, really. So I'm bang on.
You're smack on there.
Bang on.
Accurate.
Next game.
Next game. Let's go.
Tigers Saints. Enough. I think every game this round. Every team. Okay, let me try this again. Every winner of this round kick over 10 behinds. Fun fact. I don't know if that was in your notes.
No. Thank you.
There you go. Fun fact. I've just worked that out now. Tigers, Saints. Tigers went 13-12. 9th mint. Beat the Saints. This game was surprisingly entertaining to watch, I think. I watched it at the pub.
Controversial. I think the rain fucking ruined the game. And
I think the rain did ruin the game. But I don't think they should put a roof on the G. But it was one of the, it was more because it's the worm. I think the worm was the entertaining part of this game. Because Saints kicked 4 out of the gates, and it was like, this is awesome.
Strong start, the Saints.
Yeah, Cochin's ruining his 350th in front of his fucking Dimmer, who I think Dimmer ruined the game. Let's be honest. Let's upset Ben. Dimmer ruined the game because it's like, I'm an everyman. I quit footy to go to the Bahamas for 4 weeks, and now I've got to go sit in the crowd with my family and my fucking girlfriend that I cheated on my wife with at whatever. And then, which she was all right. She had a nice sort of like a red hair, but not like those like ginger red hairs, but like that dark red hair that's probably dye. But he's just like, I'm going to sit in the crowd. Like he definitely was offered or could have just sat in the corporate box, right? And if he wasn't such a fucking cameraman about it, he would have. And it would have been like, there he is, or there's this. But he's just like, no, I'm an everyman now. I don't coach football. Fucking hell, you're like one of the best coaches of our generations. And yeah, I don't know. Fuck Dimmer.
He'll be back. He'll be back. I reckon he'll get a nice offer from an up and coming club like North Melbourne, and he'll see potential like he didn't see in Richmond. I think he quit because he saw in Richmond a has-been side. They need a rebuild, and he doesn't want to be a part of a rebuild. What he wants is glory. He wants to come in at the right time and lead the club to another premiership.
Save the day.
Save the day. Bit of reorganisation, and bang, another chip it to his name. I think that's what he's.
Yeah, look, I'd be with you there. I'm on the same page with you. I think there's he wants that sort of Clarko magic about it. You know, like you could get a bunch of flags and Clark got a bunch of flags, but like he wants to just walk into say North or walk into the Gold Coast and be like, this is how you do it, boys, and then get a flag and it's like, oh my god, look how good he is! He can turn any team around. And kind of bit of a glory chaser. But as for the footy, I think the rain did ruin the game for sure, and it was shocking footy.
It was pouring down,
pouring down, And then the Saints had like this. They had like 10 inside 50s in a row. After the Tigers had about like 8 inside 50s in a row. Just because the ball could get up halfway either side.
Quick question to the fans: how does a man kick 3 goals, get 18 disposals, and get 56 Supercoach points, and be also called to Shai Bolton? From what I saw in the highlights, excellent game, results wise.
How many disposals did he get?
18. So not 30, but still 3 goals on
56. Top. 56. Yeah, I don't know. Does it show his turnovers or something?
I can check later, but yes, I can assume that he was not very effective with his ball use, other than kicking 3 snags.
Yeah, he must have been very poor with his ball use, which makes sense because he just does dribbles from the very corner of the boundary every time he goes for a goal instead of maybe centering it or maybe having a normal kick. But that's okay. When he does it, it's cool. So ninth men. I want to say they're still cooked, but we'll see. I know that win was it's interesting. We're just spending a lot of time on this game, but it's fine. It's interesting because it's like the week before. This is why I say Tigers fans are delusional, because the difference between my delusion and a Richmond supporter's delusion. My delusion is I have this constant hope that something good's going to happen, and even if we're shit, I would just wait for next year. And I'll be like, next year's our year. And I'll put it away and I'll be like, and maybe we'll win this, maybe we'll win that. A Tigers Richmond's delusion is, it's like, we're the best. But also it's like, last week they were saying we're in the sink. It doesn't matter. It's nice to go to a game and just not care about the results because we lose and we suck and blah, 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 blah. And then they beat the Saints, which would have been a formidable win maybe a month ago. But the Saints are out of seat again. They didn't learn their lesson about last time about their Nordic ways. And then they're like, if we get Lynch back, we could play finals.
I don't think he's the difference maker. I think
he's not.
They're just a bit worn out, and it's tough to see because Lynch is a great player, but is he gonna lead them through a final series?
No, I don't think so. I said if I take away my little Richmond hate as well, Lynch isn't the difference, and I don't know what their run home is like either. This is where the part of the season where the fixture matters, I think, because you really got to count what games you have to win and lose, and I don't think Richmond could have a lot to win. But I haven't done the research on what that is, so we'll never know.
Richmond sitting 9th, Saints sitting 5th. Do Saints stay in the top 8?
I don't think so.
I reckon they're a hot favourite to drop out.
Yeah, I reckon they're going to slip. I'd like it to be the D's, so there can be a little extra $50 in my pocket at the end of the season. But I think the Saints would be one to slip for sure. And if Freo don't pull their shit, then they will as well. And then we'll have another one of that rat race jump into. But I don't think it'll be the Tigers. Anyway.
Right, next game.
Next game, we can actually spend a little bit longer on those ones before we did because it was a smaller round. Carlton Suns, are the Blues back? You said something about whether you think they are?
Baggers are back, baby. They looked good after the first quarter, which I missed. But as soon as I started watching the game, they were on fire.
Yeah.
They were just entering the 50 and scoring, and it just looked like how they wanted it to look. I literally couldn't have asked for a better game from them for 3 quarters of that game. Suns, fucking bit of dog shit. Didn't really put any pressure on them. They couldn't because Carlton were just being so clean with their ball use. It's good to see Carlton get this win because we spoke about it last round. This was kind of going to determine the rest of their season. If they drop
Yeah.
this game, they were fucked. This gives them that like glimmer of hope.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think there is a bit of hope here, and there is not the end of the world for the Suns, but like we'll see how they go. As I said, they're in that point bracket where they could jump if they got lucky with some numbers. But yeah, Blues, they showed they can at least play footy, and I don't know what pieces Vossi moved, because he moved like 6 players out that like last week. I don't know whose fault it was that this wasn't working, but whatever happened, they doubled the score of the Suns. So don't mind that.
Yep. Cripper had a huge impact on the game. 27 disposals, 3 goals, 117 Supercoach points. Just a beast. 9 kicks, 18 handballs. So he was in there working his magic and converting on the other end. It was that's what you want to see from your star player.
Yeah, that's it. It's we'll see how the Blues go. So I'm not sure they've got next week, or what their season's down. Maybe I'll try and do a little bit of research on that, but I probably won't. Like, let's be honest, it's not going to happen. Eyes on both these teams on the run home, I think.
Yep. Yeah, we can go. We can definitely go through that. I think Gold Coast probably got a soft run. They always do.
Yeah, I know. I was looking at Richmond fixture, but I know because Richmond play the Saints in like another month. Like, you just played them. Last game of the round, your boys, the Shin Boners against the Dogs. What happened?
We just can't play 4 quarters of footy. I know we're young, I know we're developing, and it's just painful to watch because we can compete with these decent sides. I'm not saying we can compete with Collingwood and Port, but sides like Doggies, they've got some great A-class players, and they just tear us to shreds because we don't have that. We don't have our star LDU in.
Yep.
He makes the difference in the midfield. He can kind of compete with the Bont-like players, and without him, we are in strife. Talk about the Doggies a bit. It was good to see Cody Waitman with 6 goals. That I like that for the man himself. He was having an absolute day out on us. He took some great hangers and just put them all through. It was tough, but it was good to see. Zerha's looking strong. Greenwood had an impact early on and then kind of dropped off for the game.
Larky had a good one, didn't he? Larky's had a good couple of games. Well, we had a good game last week. I think this week as well, right?
Kick 3 alongside Jaden Stephenson.
Stevenson kicked 3.
Yeah, he kind of stole 3.
I was going to say, I didn't really see him.
Kind of like a couple of handballs over the top of the pack to him in the goal square.
Yeah, he was just the one that put it through the sticks.
Yeah, but good on him. Kick 3. I was going to comment on Mackay. He actually kind of stood up this game. It was good to see. It was a bit more of that force that I'm looking for.
He's showing the Bombers what he can do.
19 disposals. He's not going to the Bombers. 11 marks. So he was sticking them and he was getting it off, which is good.
Do you know who was playing? Was he on Larky? No, Larky the same team. Was he on Norton?
Norton actually got put down the back line for the Doggies.
Oh, really?
Sorry, off. You go.
No, I just said. I said, oh, really? Yeah. On the Waitman point, you'll see me grimace in the post. I've got to admit he had a day out, and it was good to see him have a day out. And he's been in some form as well. I think he kicked 4 the other week when I was watching him, and yeah, I hate him. But when he doesn't do his flop stuff, when he does, like, if you take a hanger like that and you kick 6, I don't have anything to complain about. Like, you're fucking, that's a good game, right? It's like Bolton. I don't like Bolton, but if he has a ripper game, I've got to admit he's a good football player. Yeah, was it good to see him kick a bag? Yes. Was it, his grab's great? Absolutely. And, did he essentially put the team to a win? Yes. But
yes, he did.
yeah, it was just sort of
I,
like
I think he like the Western Bulldogs as a team would have done it regardless of him. They just happened to fall into his hands, and he happened to be kicking fantastic.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Um,
technically, Isaac, if you take away Cody Waitman's 36 points, they actually lose the
yeah,
game.
yeah, but I reckon they pass it to someone else and they put it through because we're just shit. Goldie had a huge impact on the game in the first couple of the quarters, maybe even the third. He was fucking all over the place, getting in and under 43 hit outs. Just good to see the old Gold back in fucking form.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's racked up another 32 touches in a game. Fucking,
Wardlaw?
he's a star. Wardlaw had a bit of a quiet one, played a few tackles, good pressure player. But yeah, I think she's maybe got another rising star. It might have been Wilmot actually this round, but I don't know if you can get more than one rising star, but he would have got it if he could.
Yeah, I think you just get the one.
Yeah, but yeah, the coaches know.
Yeah.
He's fucking star.
And then
yeah. What else?
Oops, I fucked this. Hang on, what am I doing?
What's going on?
The buys were Crows, Pies, Hawks, Dons, D's, and the Eagles. Not much to say.
Surprised West Coast got up.
Yeah. Yeah, I did see it TikTok. Or there's a video. I'm not sure if the boys posted it or was it just I found it, but it's West Coast first to buy. Or it's Port. No, it's Port versus the buy, I think. And it's when Port was shit. And it's just the clip of them running it down. Like any clip that there was a player running by themselves, it was just all of that. So it's just them playing the buy. It was a good video. Yeah, so the Eagles got up. I'm looking forward to see some things about the Crows next week. We'll see who they play. And the Pies coming off a break might be the closest chance to scalp them, whoever they've got next week. Same with the Hawks, the Dons, and the D's. Yeah, let's just go straight into the next round and do a little quick tip and discussion points.
Let's do a big tip up.
Yeah, Geelong D's equal odds. Melbourne are actually the favourites. I think that's just on ladder position. Actually, you know what? I'm going to turn the betting odds off because don't gamble. Yeah, I think the Cats, because Jazzy's sitting there. Jazzy's going to watch Gary Rowan kick a ball over his head again to lose the game, and then we won't see him for a week.
I'm praying for the D's. I think they've got it kind of given to them with danger out. They lose a little bit of that grunt. If Jeremy Cameron come back into form, D's are in trouble. But D's have some great defenders in Lever and May, so I think they'll be able to lock that shit down and probably secure a victory.
The D's,
that's my tip.
It'd be worth watching, I think, and it's going to be cold in Geelong.
Yeah, it wouldn't be worth going to, but it'd be definitely worth watching.
Yeah, and a better Thursday game. Geelong get the 2 back-to-back Thursdays, so a bit of conspiracy about that.
Bit of prime time.
Prime time. Speaking of prime time, Saints is Brisbane. I don't know if they wrote this sketch when the Saints were doing well, but this one is going to be
Mally.
Yeah.
I don't know what to expect. I think Brisbane away from home.
Brisbane away from home is classic me. Saints at sea. The Saints are also at home because they're in the middle of a dinghy.
That's it. Will the roof be open? Probably not. It's winter. I think.
Check the forecast for Friday.
Let's go. I'm just going to go out on a limb, and I reckon the Saints might get up. I think.
Saints?
Yeah, I think after what I saw Brisbane put up against Sydney, I think that Saints can do it. I think the Saints played some good footy early on, and if they can in this round against Richmond, and if they can do that for the whole game, they'll easily take it over Brisbane.
Well, it's going to be 10 degrees, but the rain's going to clear out on Friday by the bounce. I'm backing the Lions. I think they're a top 3 side. They've got something to prove. And as well as that sort of away from home, I don't think that's going to stop them. But look, the Saints did have a bit of fight against them, against the Tigers. And I reckon if the rain did come down as heavy as it did, they probably would have won. So that'll be a good one. Actually, I said it was smelly. I think it actually might be a good spectacle as a neutral.
I'm mine tune on that. Let's go quickly through this next one. Swans
Swans.
and Freo Essendon.
Freo Essendon are up this. I'm scared of this one. As if Freo can only put 36 points up against GWS, I think we are okay. We might not have Draper. Maybe.
Draper?
Yeah.
Draper's out.
He got subbed out last game, and then he had to buy. And then Brad Scott said that we are not rushing players back, which is excellent to hear because that's what Truck did, and we got about a quarter of a season out of stringer because we kept rushing him back. And he's really important to us. So he's a dynamic player. That's what Scotty, Mr. Brad said. I am nervous just because we need every win we can get to get that top 4 spot. And this is one where we could definitely lose. But Freo at home isn't as scary as it should be, I think, if that's a fair call.
Yep, I think that's a fair call. I think what is scary is a potential Darcy return, and also having Draper out might be a bit of a conundrum in the middle.
Because then we're going to have to run Flip, and I don't even know who our backup rock is after Flip. Fuck, I should.
Some Draper clone.
So yeah, Draper's mullet. Yeah, how many? Let me give a quick little look who played.
Yeah, quick Google. I think you're in an evenly matched side. I think Freo have a good defense, good middle, and I'm not sure about their forward line. But
I guess we've got Peter Wright now. Like we've only seen one game of Peter Wright and he kicked 5-0. So it's probably the Flip as the main ruck and Peter Wright as a backup ruck would probably be the case, which I don't think I like. But
yeah, I wouldn't like Wright in the ruck. I think he's a bit, getting on.
Yeah,
Goldie's probably similar age, but yeah, I don't think he's got that same leg speed.
The big talk of the town in the Bombers box is the Peter Wright injection, and as I said, he kicked 5 goals on his return, and then we had a bye.
Was he part of that? Was Peter Wright part of the saga of Bombers injections?
Nah, these are our new injections. He was off at whatever team he was at, where we got him from, Gold Coast or GWS. Which one was he playing at before?
Yeah, right. I don't know if I'll be able to find this quick enough.
Peter Wright career. Should know this, but I don't. No, not career earnings. What? Peter Wright's darts career. Oh, that's Peter Wright, the darts player. He's earned 3.3 million. Jesus.
180. That's a dart reference for you boys.
Dart reference. Is that a tight dart reference?
That's a tight triple.
He played for Gold Coast.
Right.
Wright made his debut in round 10, 2015, kicking a goal in a losing effort against Sydney. In round 11, 2017, Wright kicked the winning goal against West Coast for the Suns' first win against the Eagles. After his debut season, Wright became a regular of the team, barely missing a game. He did his knee in 2018, played 17 out of possible 22 games in 2019, but the emergence of Ben King in 2019 and the return of Zach Smith meant Wright wasn't able to get a game in 2020. And then he joined the Bombers. And now he's
I think he, to me, he's a Don.
He's a Don. Anyway, yeah, that will be a scarier one. It is Saturday, late Saturday. I'm going to gig, so I'm going to have to watch that on my phone. But yeah, that should be a good one. But I'm scared of it.
So who are you tipping?
I'm tipping the Bombers.
Tipping the Dons?
Yeah.
If I've said this last week, if Darcy's back, I tip the Freo, and if he's not back, I tip the Dons.
It's kind of like if Freo win, I tip Freo, but if Freo lose, I tip the
Dons.
I
know. I feel like I'm cheating. So let's just say I'm going to tip Freo because Darcy will be back because I need him.
All right, you need Darcy back.
Right. I reckon the next game coming up is probably going to be the game of the round.
Yeah. As I said, both teams off a bye at the G. Crows have some pretty good momentum about him, and the Pies have come off
going out. Yep. I think that did they?
Yeah, they lost to the D's at King's birthday, and then went on a bye.
Fuck. It's a rough cop for that's rough cop for Collingwood.
Yeah, that's a shocking cop. You don't want to lose to the D's.
Not on the King's birthday. I feel like they'll have something to say, and I reckon they'll beat Adelaide. That would be my tip. I think if it was at Adelaide Oval, might be a different story.
Yeah,
but I can't see Tex getting over more any day of the week.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. If we break it down to sort of the Tex and Moore and the midfield will be a good run, but Collingwood is still missing Steele for another 2 weeks. My sources tell me. And yeah, I think if the Pies lose this, it's a real big, like, as I said, for the D's, it proves that they can bleed. And if the Crows can beat them and the D's beat them, then yeah. But also they were super nervous on that King's birthday, but weirdly nervous. I don't know what was wrong. So yeah, it might be like a let's show us what we're made of. And if they lose, then they can bleed, and what's going to win the flag?
Yep. Yeah, I think that is definitely a telltale sign of Port being indestructible if Collingwood lose, because it's like, fuck. As much as you don't want Collingwood to be up there, you want some competition in the end of the season. So yeah, I'm probably going to tip Collingwood. Are you going to go Collingwood as well?
Yep, I'm tipping the Pies.
Yeah. Next game, well, complete reversal of the Collingwood Adelaide game.
This is a bit of dessert that you don't really want to eat because you're too full. You've had too much pasta at La Paqueta and they said you want dessert. You kind of say no, but everyone else has already ordered one of those like coffee biscuits that are, those like soaked coffee biscuits.
I'm thinking you've ordered like it all at once at the start of the meal, and you've kind of like your eyes were bigger than your stomach, so you've gone a huge bowl of pasta, you've smashed on the Parmesan cheese, and then you get this fucking quadruple sized vanilla slice at the end of it. You're like, oh god, I don't even want to eat this shit.
And you've still got like half a lemon lime bitters with the ice melted next to it, and that's the only drink you've got because the table water's finished, and you really don't want to ask for another one because you're going to leave soon.
Can I take this one for a different round?
yeah. Can I get this to go? Next round. In saying that, I think the Gold Coast get up there at Heritage Bank.
Yep. Got the Suns. They need to bounce back.
I'd like a Hawks win because I just, for some reason, want Hawks to win games. But I reckon Gold Coast get up here.
Yep. Hawks' form hasn't been too bad. They got up over Brisbane a couple weeks ago. They competed in the second half against Port, but that's fucking Port. They topped off St Kilda, so I think that they're in with a good chance to beat the Suns. But yeah, Heritage Bank, a bit of a bloody fortress, isn't it?
Yeah, and if it's not, it's going to be. So yeah, I really don't keep track of what I tip unless I'm tipping on my actual tipping. But I don't know what we got last round, but I know my real tipping I missed out on that last game, but I got the rest of them. But I don't know podcast tipping what we got.
I think I did pretty poorly. I think I would have got Carlton. I think I tipped Freo, Brisbane, and Port. I think I would have got 3 out of the
6
games, which is not too bad.
Yeah, and we are seeing the Baggers, the Shinboners, the Lightning Bolts, the Dogs, the Giants, and the Tigers. Or Weiss. I tried to do their nicknames. But Port, I could just, Port, right? They're not really a thing. The same way that there's a Giants, a Tiger, a Kangaroo, or Shimbona, or Bagger. What a Port Adelaide? The Koshies?
The Koshies.
The bloody Koshies. It'll be, and then kick the feet up for Port get kick the feet up after being absolute renegades. What I was going to quickly look, we have got a lot of time on us, but I don't know if you had a segment or anything to bring up, but I was just going to look at, which was the fixture we wanted to look at? Tigers? No. Saners?
Or
the Blues?
I think we leave the fixture and we go on to some crowd questions if you've got them up.
I didn't like any of your crowd questions, fellas. I'll be real with you. There was one question I liked. Let me try and bring it up. Which was
because I've actually got some statistics to go through if we can answer a potential aircraft question.
The aircraft. Okay, I've got it up here. Yeah, I don't know how to answer this question, so I'll leave this. Let me change my visuals here. I've got too many windows everywhere. Let's close this. Go back to the menu. Yeah, so I didn't like most of these, but
Yep.
one of them I'll quickly answer. Should Gold Coast fold? No. No. Like, you stupid? Like, they're fine. They just feel like an actual team. I'm gonna find out who sent this question. Because if it's Stuart Dew, yeah, whoever's pretended to be Stewie Dew, shut the fuck up. The Gold Coast are fine. Yeah, the aircraft question was: do you think that the N388 Viper is faster than the T7 403?
Oh shit! I was talking about a helicopter question.
Can you provide a definitive list of the AFL's helicopter men by iPatch?
All right. Right. Okay. So I've got some stats up here. So I filtered via clangers and turnovers per disposal, like turnover to disposal ratio. So I think I've got it filtered to games played. So they've had a bunch of games, like over 10 games played. So we're not getting some spuds that go one game and turned it over. So we'll list off a couple.
Can I ask you a question first?
Yeah, go ahead.
What's a helicopter man?
So my understanding is, and I could be wrong here, it's kind of a guy that just fucking helicopters the ball, just kind of crashes it into the forward line. So they get they might be a contested possession, and rather than like looking up, they just swing it on the boot around the corner in a bit of like a helicopter motion. Now I could be absolutely wrong here, but I think that's what we're getting at when we're talking about helicopter men. They're kind of their ball entry is poor and unguided.
Okay.
So, but yes, I'm going that off that description. I'm going to describe a few players. Tim Kelly, averaging 5.5 clangers a game, and for every 6 touches, he has a turnover. So it's not too bad. I think I might have fucked my statistics here, but because I pretty sure it said 3 before, so I think he was getting 3 touches to a turnover, which is not ideal. Another helicopter man, Taranto. He's throwing on and he's turning it over.
That's what I didn't bring up, was that you know I hear a lot of whispers on the train, right? That's where I got all my rich information from. Was that I saw Tigers fans discussing Toronto's Brownlow odds, which is $7.
What do you reckon about that?
I don't think. Look, I think maybe, but if I'm thinking Brownlow, I'm thinking Butters or Dacos, and Toronto is probably third in that discussion. Or Bond, fourth. So Bond, but Bond's like.
Did you say Butters?
Yeah, no, Bond, Butters. Who's the other one? Bond, Butters, Dacos.
Late season run LDU.
Not LDU.
So a couple of helicopter men that might not be being noticed are Miles Bergman from Port. He is averaging the same 3 disposals per turnover, which is not very good. And Small Paul, he's averaging 3.3. Yep. So basically every third touch he is passing it to someone else, which is not ideal.
So okay, when I think helicopter man, I genuinely ask you, I don't know. But
what do you think?
I feel like a helicopter man would be someone who like hovers around the ball and wants like Nick Dacos is a helicopter man because he just hovers around the ball or the pack like a helicopter and waits for the possession, like Parrish.
See, I was thinking that was more of a seagull.
Yeah, true. That's more of a seagull.
But I know what you mean. I think they are hovering, aren't they? But I feel like it's an ineffective disposal thing.
Yeah, ineffective disposal thing. Yeah. Look, I'm with you. You know what? From now on, as far as our podcast is confirmed, that's what the helicopter definition is. And if you don't like that answer, iPatch, fuck you.
Right.
So yeah,
What
you've
was
got a
the,
definitive
what was the other
answer.
aircraft question? I'll do some Googling.
So you had the stats of, so what did you say? Taranto, Jake Kelly, was it Burgoyne?
Bergman
Birdman.
and Small Paul.
And Small Paul. Yeah, all your other questions on this list, fellas, are mainly mailbag questions, not round 14 podcast questionnaire. So when it says write into the podcast so we don't miss the opportunity to discuss your favorite moments of the round, building the fans narrative is not favorite moment of the round. Neither is asking if Spider-Man is the greatest IP of all time. That's a mailbag question. How far could you get 500 gram of mints? That's a mailbag question. You know, what's the ideal team to beat Cynthia and Pokemon Platinum? My King Blue and Totodile ain't cutting the mustard. That's a mailbag question. Like, do you guys read the fucking props?
Yeah, I think they're adjusting to it, and I think they're going to be more constructive next round, hopefully. I'm just going to run through my notes to make sure I didn't miss anything. I basically just wanted to cover. I hope Darcy's back. Koch's 300th. North shit. Cody Waitman kicked a bag. I think that was basically all I had written down. Yeah. So it was a round of footy.
Yeah, it was a round, and it was a small round, which is tough for our editing room because we had 51 minutes, so we're going to approach an hour, and then that's going to be a long time to get the boys' attention. I need to work out how to turn this into a podcast as well. It is a podcast, but
I'll send you some links.
I know there's like Spotify for podcasts, but I don't know if I have to pay for that or B, I then have to.
I think you have to you have to go through another podcasting service, and then once you're on that, then you can get on Spotify.
Which I'm not sure if YouTube counts.
No, I don't think YouTube counts. I think
YouTube has a whole thing. You just like click. This is now a podcast.
Right.
I don't know if there's an audio version of that or if it counts as a host. But anyway, that's not for the fans to worry about. Because then you can listen to us on the drive instead of having to have the video up. And other random people can find us because when they search for Access, that other podcast that's not us, they'll find us.
All right, I'm gonna do a quick sign out and then I'll let you go. Go Roos, Trav, give me Jesus. I need him really badly. I'm pretty much willing to give you whoever you want. And fuck the dogs.
Fuck the dog. That's all right. Yeah, happy to see you around again, Isaac, and we will see you next week. Whatever day I can hopefully be available to do it. We have an outro song in the works, but I've got to get a handle on it.
Please.
What's the song called?
Just play it through your phone.
You never sent it to me.
I did. I'll play it through my phone. Don't you worry about it. This is on. We're on the move here. All right.
All right. I'll leave Isaac with the outro, and I will catch you later. See you later. Outro song gonna be played in a second.
Do you know the Muffin Man? Do you know the Muffin Man? Oh, do you know the Muffin Man?
Been a pleasure, boys.
Say it, boys.